Have you ever felt hurt by a sarcastic remark or a dismissive look? These moments can make us doubt our self-worth. Yet they also serve as opportunities to reflect on our inner self. As the Buddha taught, no one can hurt you unless you allow it. Respect is not something you impose on others but a result of how you conduct yourself and relate to your inner peace. Through the lens of Buddhist wisdom, we will explore how to transform challenging situations into opportunities to cultivate inner strength and naturally earn the respect of others. The foundation of respect, Buddhist wisdom. Buddhism emphasizes that respect arises from mindfulness, self-awareness, and compassion for others. The Buddha once said, "We are what we think. With a pure mind, we create a pure world. When we understand our true value, every action and word becomes meaningful and radiates positive energy, creating respect naturally. When faced with disrespect, remember that others' actions are the result of their own karma, not a reflection of your worth." By embracing this perspective, we not only protect our inner peace but also dissolve negativity around us. Tip 1. Make a strong first impression, calm mind, clear presence. The first impression is an opportunity to shape how others perceive you. And from a Buddhist perspective, a calm and mindful presence can be your greatest strength. When entering a meeting or any interaction, the energy you bring is not merely conveyed through words but also through the tranquility and attention you infuse into every action. Buddhism teaches that our presence has the power to influence others directly. This stems from a deep awareness of the present moment. From mindfulness in simple gestures such as greeting others, maintaining eye contact, or displaying confident body language. A clear illustration of the power of presence can be seen in a familiar situation, a social gathering. Imagine two attendees. One person stands up to greet others, smiles gently, and engages with attentive eye contact. The other, despite being highly talented, appears rushed and distracted, failing to establish a connection. The first individual, through their deliberate and mindful demeanor, naturally leaves a profound impression, not merely through their actions but through their calm and grounded presence. This effect arises not from superior communication skills but from the natural impact of mindfulness, a still, powerful presence akin to a serene lake reflecting everything without disturbance. The lesson from Buddhism serves as a gentle reminder. Acting mindfully is not a complicated task but rather sincerity expressed in simple things. When you greet others with a pure heart, unperturbed by pressure or the need to impress, you emit positive energy that others can instantly feel. This not only helps build respect but also calms the atmosphere, making those around you feel welcomed and understood. Eye contact, in Buddhist philosophy, is likened to the window of the soul, reflecting inner peace and confidence. Mindful eye contact is not an intense or intimidating stare but a sincere and warm gaze filled with genuine attention and kindness. By engaging in such eye contact, you not only connect with others but also convey a message of respect and attentiveness. This becomes the foundation for a relationship built on mutual respect. Finally, stillness in presence does not imply dullness or a lack of energy. On the contrary, like a tranquil lake, stillness brings an invisible strength that allows others to perceive depth and steadiness within you. This stillness is not merely an outward state but the result of a mind trained in mindfulness, capable of controlling emotions and maintaining balance in any situation. When you exhibit this calm presence, others are naturally drawn to you and feel a sense of respect because they recognize that behind this stillness lies a strong inner core and admirable self-control. From this lesson, we see that creating a strong first impression does not require grand gestures or showmanship. What matters is mindfulness in every action, attention to eye contact and body language, and, most importantly, A still and centered presence. This presence is not only the key to earning others' respect but also a way to live a more meaningful and harmonious life, with oneself and the world around us. As the Buddha taught, inner peace not only brings happiness to you but also radiates to all those touched by your presence. Tip 2. Handle interruptions calmly. Patience is light. Handling interruptions calmly is an art that requires mindfulness and self-control. Drawing from a deep reservoir of patience and understanding. Often, when we are interrupted or dismissed, our natural instinct is to react defensively, perhaps with irritation or even anger. This reaction, though human, often escalates the situation, creating tension or conflict. However, the wisdom of Buddhism offers a transformative perspective. As the Buddha taught, patience is the lamp that lights up the darkness. This profound teaching reminds us that calmness and patience are not just virtues, they are powerful tools that illuminate the path through challenging moments. By remaining composed, we reclaim control of our emotions and the situation itself. Consider a simple yet illustrative scenario, a family dinner where interruptions are almost a given. Imagine sharing a story at the dinner table, only to be interrupted mid-sentence by someone eager to interject with their own anecdote. The instinctive response might be frustration or an immediate attempt to reclaim the spotlight. However, choosing to pause instead of reacting creates a different dynamic. In one such instance, I chose to smile and remain silent after being interrupted. The silence spoke volumes. It was neither confrontational nor submissive. The interrupter quickly realized their mistake, apologized, and the conversation resumed in harmony. This simple act of patience preserved the convivial atmosphere and allowed me to continue without conflict. This approach is deeply rooted in Buddhist principles, where self-control and compassion are emphasized over impulsive reactions. The first step in handling such situations is to pause and take a deep breath. This brief moment of stillness acts as a buffer, preventing knee-jerk reactions and grounding us in the present. Breathing deeply is more than just a physical act, it is a reminder to center ourselves, reconnecting with inner peace and detaching from the immediate emotional trigger. This pause creates a space where wisdom, rather than emotion, can guide our response. The next step involves using a compassionate gaze. In Buddhism, the eyes are considered a reflection of the heart. A calm and kind gaze can diffuse tension more effectively than words. It signals to the other person that you are not harboring resentment or anger, fostering a sense of mutual respect. This compassionate approach often disarms the other person, encouraging them to reconsider their behavior without feeling attacked. It is a silent yet powerful way to maintain both dignity and connection. Finally, resuming your point with a calm heart is crucial. When you speak gently and continue your thought without bitterness, you demonstrate emotional maturity and control. This not only reinforces your self-respect but also subtly teaches others how to treat you with respect. Calmness is contagious, it influences the energy of the entire interaction, steering it toward resolution rather than confrontation. The power of these techniques lies not only in their ability to handle interruptions but also in their broader application to life. Interruptions, whether verbal or situational, are inevitable. They manifest as challenges, setbacks, or distractions that disrupt our plans. How we respond to these interruptions defines the quality of our lives and relationships. By cultivating patience and calmness, we learn to navigate these disruptions with grace, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and connection. Moreover, this approach aligns with the Buddhist practice of ahimsa, or nonviolence. Reacting impulsively to interruptions often leads to subtle forms of aggression, cutting words, dismissive tones, or defensive postures. In contrast, Patience embodies nonviolence in action. It allows us to respond without harming others or ourselves, maintaining harmony in both the interaction and our inner world. This philosophy also strengthens relationships. When we handle interruptions with patience and understanding, we create an environment of trust and respect. People feel safer and more valued in our presence, knowing that they won't be met with hostility even when they make mistakes. Over time, this fosters deeper connections and mutual respect, qualities that are the bedrock of meaningful relationships. In conclusion, handling interruptions calmly is a practice that transcends the momentary annoyance of being cut off. It is a reflection of our inner strength and commitment to living mindfully. By pausing, breathing, and responding with compassion and calmness, we turn potential conflicts into opportunities to display patience, foster understanding, and nurture respect. These moments, though small, ripple outward, enhancing our relationships and reinforcing our own peace of mind. As the Buddha's teaching reminds us, patience is not a passive virtue but an active light, a beacon that guides us through life's inevitable challenges, illuminating the path with wisdom, grace, and inner tranquility. Tip 3. Diffuse mockery with serenity, transform the opponent's mind. Mockery is a challenge that tests our emotional balance and self-control. In such moments, it's not the mocking words themselves that truly matter, but how we choose to respond. Our reaction holds the power to escalate or defuse the situation, to create connection or deepen conflict. Buddhism offers a timeless approach to dealing with such provocations, grounded in the principle that hatred cannot extinguish hatred, only love can do that. This profound teaching serves as a reminder that responding with calmness and compassion has the potential to transform not just the interaction, but also the mindset of the one who mocked us. Imagine a situation where a friend attempts to ridicule you by sharing an embarrassing story in front of others. The natural impulse might be to defend yourself or counterattack with a sharp retort. However, such reactions, while temporarily satisfying, often perpetuate the cycle of negativity. In one such instance, instead of reacting defensively, I chose a different path. I smiled, maintained a calm demeanor, and politely asked the person to repeat the story. This unexpected response shifted the energy in the room. The humor quickly dissipated, leaving the group to notice the awkwardness of the situation. In that moment, the focus shifted from me to the person who had tried to belittle me, encouraging them to reflect on their actions without me needing to say anything accusatory. This approach exemplifies the transformative power of serenity and mindfulness in action. The first step in diffusing mockery is to be still and observe. When confronted with mockery, it is easy to let emotions like anger or humiliation dictate our response. However, such emotional reactions often cloud our judgment and fuel the fire of conflict. By taking a moment to pause and observe the situation without immediate reaction, we create a space to choose a more thoughtful response. This stillness is not a sign of weakness but a demonstration of self-control and inner strength. It shows that we are not swayed by external negativity and can maintain our composure even under pressure. Once we have centered ourselves, the next step is to respond with compassion. Asking the person to repeat their words, as in the example above, is a subtle but powerful way to prompt self-reflection. Delivered calmly and without sarcasm, this request gently holds the individual accountable for their actions. It forces them to reconsider the appropriateness of their behavior while maintaining an atmosphere of respect. This approach not only neutralizes the mockery but also communicates that we are unshaken by their attempt to provoke us, reinforcing our inner confidence. The final and perhaps most liberating step is to let go of resentment. Carrying feelings of hurt or anger only binds us to the situation, keeping us tethered to negativity long after the moment has passed. Forgiveness, in this context, is not about condoning the other person's actions but about freeing ourselves from the emotional weight of the encounter. When we release resentment, we reclaim our peace of mind and prevent the mockery from having a lasting impact on our well-being. Diffusing mockery with serenity is not just about handling isolated incidents, it's a practice that cultivates emotional resilience and strengthens our relationships. Mockery often arises from insecurity or a desire to assert dominance. By responding with calmness and compassion, we break the cycle of negativity and demonstrate an alternative path. This not only diffuses the immediate tension but also plants a seed of mindfulness in the other person, encouraging them to approach future interactions with greater awareness. Moreover, this approach aligns with the Buddhist practice of metta, loving-kindness, which involves extending goodwill and compassion even toward those who act against us. By choosing to respond to mockery with love rather than retaliation, we embody this principle in action. Over time, such consistent practice fosters an environment of mutual respect and understanding, reducing the likelihood of similar conflicts in the future. In conclusion, mockery, while uncomfortable, is an opportunity to practice the art of mindful and compassionate living. By being still and observing, responding with compassion, and letting go of resentment, we not only diffuse the situation but also elevate ourselves and those around us. As Buddhism teaches, the path to peace is not found in fighting fire with fire but in transforming conflict with the cool waters of patience and love. In this way, we turn moments of challenge into opportunities for growth, connection, and profound inner freedom. Tip 4. Redirect provocations gracefully, kindness as a shield. When faced with provocation, the natural instinct is often to retaliate, defending ourselves or striking back to even the scales. However, such reactions, while momentarily satisfying, frequently lead to escalation, fracturing relationships and leaving emotional wounds. Buddhism teaches a radically different approach, urging us to view provocations not as attacks but as opportunities to practice self-mastery and compassion. As the Buddha said, "The one who conquers themselves is the greatest victor." This perspective challenges us to redirect the energy of provocation into something constructive, using kindness as both a shield and a transformative force. Consider a common scenario, a family gathering where familiar tensions surface. Someone makes a cutting remark about your career, perhaps under the guise of humor. The urge to respond defensively or sarcastically might flare up. But instead of fueling the fire, imagine calmly steering the conversation in a different direction. In one such instance, I chose to ask the person about their favorite local restaurants, with the intention of planning the next family gathering. This unexpected shift not only diffused the tension but also turned the atmosphere into one of warmth and connection. The provocative remark lost its power, and the focus moved to something enjoyable and inclusive. This approach highlights the profound wisdom of redirecting provocations with grace. The first key is to transform negativity into positivity. When provoked, it's easy to become entangled in the emotions of the moment, allowing anger or frustration to dictate our response. Yet, by reframing the situation and introducing a neutral or positive topic, we reclaim control over the interaction. This shift in focus is not about avoiding confrontation but about choosing a path that de-escalates conflict while maintaining harmony. It demonstrates strength, showing that we are not easily swayed by external negativity. The tone with which we redirect a conversation is equally important. Maintaining a kind and composed demeanor helps ensure that the redirection is received as genuine rather than dismissive or manipulative. A soft tone conveys respect and goodwill, making it easier for others to follow your lead without feeling belittled or ignored. This kindness is not a sign of weakness but a reflection of inner stability and emotional intelligence. It allows us to uphold our dignity while fostering an environment of mutual respect. The deeper power of this technique lies in its alignment with the Buddhist practice of mindfulness and metta, loving kindness. Provocations are often driven by unresolved emotions or insecurities in the other person. Responding with kindness does more than neutralize the immediate conflict, it also offers a subtle form of healing. By refusing to mirror hostility, we create a space where the other person can feel seen and respected, even if their initial intent was to challenge us. This act of compassion can shift the dynamic of the relationship over time, fostering understanding and reducing future tensions. Redirecting provocations gracefully also serves as a form of self-discipline. Each time we resist the urge to retaliate, we strengthen our ability to remain calm and composed in the face of challenges. This practice of self-mastery has a ripple effect, enhancing not only our personal interactions but also our overall sense of peace and control. As we become less reactive, we free ourselves from the emotional turmoil that often accompanies provocation, cultivating a resilience that extends to all areas of life. Moreover, this approach aligns with the Buddhist principle of non-attachment. By not clinging to the need to defend our ego or prove ourselves, we release the burden of needing to win every argument or control every interaction. This detachment allows us to focus on what truly matters, maintaining harmony, preserving relationships, and staying true to our values. In letting go of the need to retaliate, we gain a deeper sense of freedom and clarity. In conclusion, provocations, while uncomfortable, are opportunities for growth and transformation. By redirecting these moments with kindness and mindfulness, we demonstrate not only self-mastery but also a commitment to fostering positive connections. The ability to remain calm, shift focus, and respond with compassion is a testament to our inner strength and emotional maturity. As the Buddha's teaching reminds us, true victory lies not in conquering others but in mastering ourselves. In practicing this wisdom, we turn challenges into opportunities to shine with grace, resilience, and loving kindness, inspiring those around us to do the same. Walking away, often perceived as an act of surrender, is, in truth, one of the most empowering choices we can make when guided by mindfulness and inner strength. Buddhism teaches us that letting go is not a sign of weakness but an act of liberation. It is a deliberate decision to release what no longer serves us, to protect our peace of mind, and to create space for growth. The Buddha encapsulates this wisdom succinctly: letting go is the path to happiness. This principle challenges us to see departure not as defeat but as a courageous act of self-preservation and self-respect. Consider the story of Sarah, a highly skilled professional who faced relentless ridicule from her manager. Despite her talents, she endured constant criticism and dismissive comments, gradually eroding her confidence and sense of self-worth. One day, after yet another belittling remark, Sarah made a decision that changed her life. Calmly, without anger or drama, she packed her laptop, left the meeting, and resigned. Her choice was not impulsive but deeply intentional, a recognition that staying in that toxic environment was no longer worth the cost to her peace of mind. By walking away, Sarah reclaimed her dignity and opened the door to a new role where her contributions were not only recognized but celebrated. Her story is a powerful reminder of the strength that comes from knowing when to let go. Walking away requires clarity and courage. The first step is recognizing when a situation is causing harm, whether to your mental health, self-esteem, or overall well-being. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of non-attachment, acknowledging that clinging to harmful relationships, jobs, or circumstances stems from fear or ego rather than true necessity. This insight allows us to evaluate situations objectively and identify when it's time to step away. Letting go is not about running from challenges but about understanding the distinction between what can be mended and what perpetuates harm. The act of walking away, when done with compassion, is transformative. Compassion in this context is not directed solely outward but also inward. It involves recognizing your own worth and prioritizing your peace without harboring resentment or seeking revenge. When Sarah left her job, her departure was not an act of defiance but a quiet assertion of her value. By leaving with grace, she not only preserved her self-respect but also demonstrated to others the importance of setting boundaries. Compassionately walking away means releasing bitterness and moving forward with a heart unburdened by anger. This principle extends beyond professional scenarios and applies to all areas of life. Whether it's a toxic friendship, an unbalanced romantic relationship, or a project that drains rather than uplifts, knowing when to walk away is a skill rooted in mindfulness. It involves listening to the quiet voice within that tells you what no longer aligns with your values or purpose. By honoring this intuition, you create room for opportunities, people, and experiences that resonate with your authentic self. Letting go also embodies the Buddhist principle of impermanence, the understanding that nothing in life is fixed or permanent. Clinging to situations out of habit or fear denies this fundamental truth and keeps us tethered to suffering. Walking away is a way of embracing change, trusting that releasing the old makes way for the new. It is an act of faith in the unfolding of life, a willingness to step into the unknown with courage and confidence. This wisdom ties directly to the broader concept of respect. Respect, as Buddhism teaches, begins with self-respect. It is not something you demand from others but a light that radiates from within when you live mindfully, confidently, and compassionately. When you respect yourself enough to let go of what harms you, you set a powerful example for others, showing that boundaries are essential and that true strength lies in honoring your well-being. Walking away is the culmination of the broader teachings of mindfulness and emotional mastery. To cultivate respect in life, you must 1. Make a strong first impression with mindfulness. 2. Handle interruptions with calmness and grace. 3. Defuse mockery with compassion. 4. Redirect provocations with wisdom. 5. Walk away with a peaceful heart. Each of these principles reflects the essence of Buddhist philosophy, living with intention, clarity, and compassion. Together, they form a framework for navigating life's challenges while preserving your inner peace. As the Buddha said, only when you master your mind can everything else fall into place. Walking away, when necessary, is one of the ultimate acts of mind mastery. It signifies not just the end of a chapter but the beginning of a new one, one guided by freedom, self-respect, and the courage to choose happiness. Share your experiences in the comments. How have you applied Buddhist wisdom to handle moments of disrespect? Let's grow together in this journey of mindfulness and respect. Spread this wisdom to others and create a life filled with respect and inner peace. Respect is not something you seek from others, but a light that radiates from your inner confidence and peace. When you live with mindfulness, compassion, and a calm mind, the respect you receive will be deep and genuine. Remember, every moment in life is an opportunity to showcase your value and strength. As the Buddha taught, master your mind, and everything else will naturally fall into place. So, face every challenge with tranquility, and let your positive energy shine.